Okay, well this is fence 16, it's the Rolex combination. Look, it's like all the rest of the fences on this course, it's another big fence, another big combination. What we've got is we've got a big ditch and rails. Noticeable about the retro theme of this course is the thin timber, the skinny rails that we've got. Just makes it look a little bit more airy, that A element, I guess, and which also makes it then look bigger. So I guess that's the feature of the first jump. I don't see too many problems there. There's so many ditches and rails and ditch brush on this course that I think if you're not jumping them well, then you probably haven't got to fence 16. So hopefully you'd think you'd be able to just get a nice, it comes off a lovely gallop stretch. There's a nice little spot there for you to just set up, sort of as the fencing opens up. You'd want to be just a little organised for this, but really the idea here with such a big fence is to keep your revs up, but be organised, let the horse know that there's something coming up. And then we've got, it walks a bit of an open 2 strides. It walks a moving 2 strides up to that apex there. It's a left-hand apex. You'll have noticed that back at the last fence we had quite a big right-hand apex, so he's testing both sides of our horses and their straightness. Not quite as tough probably as the one we saw back at the HSBC fence, but still a big enough fence, and off that big 2 strides, and really the idea here is he's daring you to sort of be confident to jump that big ditch and then stay positive, but also be really accurate to what is, it's an accuracy fence, that apex, and it's big enough, and there's always a chance of a runoff. And I think that's where, if you're going to see anything here tomorrow, you'll just see some people either underwriting the ditch and finding the 2 strides coming up a little bit short, or probably just overdoing the ditch and just finding they get there too easy and slip out the side, and that'll be very disappointing. There is an option here. There's an option on the B element. Look, just one of those fences that, again, the option probably for people that have had a problem. At the straight route, they'll just pop around and jump that. I don't think you'll see many people going for that unless they're having a really disastrous round. I don't think you'll see anyone going for that straight away. So yeah, look, that's my plan. I'm just going to be organised, but stay upbeat, stay powerful. As always with the ditch and rails, be organised, keep your revs, have the horse really focused on that top rail, get a nice distance, jump through, and off you go. Carry on to fence 17. Okay, here we are at fence 17. It's called Capability South. Now, it sounds funny, but this is probably one of the easier fences on the course, I guess. Really, a straightforward, nice fence. It's not even up to maximum size. It's just a house. I don't say just lightly, like it obviously takes some riding, but compared to everything else we've seen on this course, this is probably, apart from the first fence, probably one of the smaller fences. Once again, you just got to be organised. Take your time. You never take any fence on a cross-country course lightly, so you're always thinking, right, be organised. Even if you're going to really keep galloping at this, you sort of just get your horse prepared. He's got to know there's a jump there. And the noticeable thing about this fence, which you can't actually see from here and which the horse can't see, is that about 3 strides afterwards, there's actually quite a steep road crossing, which you just want to be prepared for. So you've got to jump this one, being aware that you're going to have a big drop down over the road, and that can really shake them up a bit. So personally, I'll be taking my time through that, because even though it's not a jump, it's not a flag jump, it's one of those things that can really break your rhythm if you don't ride it properly. If you sort of fall off the steep hill, then it's going to end up a little bit ugly, and just not something you want to be doing to your horse with the big set of fences that you've got coming up over the next 4 or 5 jumps. So yeah, it's not the toughest fence, but it's where it is. It's a nice one, and a bit of a breather, and relax for a minute before you go and jump some massive fences. This is fences 18 and 19. It's the Land Rover Dairy Farm. What it is, it steps up really, A, B and C. So we've got the steps up to that roll top on the top, bounce, bounce. So really, it's a tough fence. It's really tall. It's very, very much a 4-star question. The real test here is getting a tiring horse to go bounce up the steps, and it's a strain on them to do that sort of thing. So really what you want to think is you want to be, once again, you've come off a nice galloping stretch, and the galloping is lovely here, but you want to be organised here, but then you've got to keep your power going. Power. Sort of from, as we come out of the corner, get a nice line up where you can sort of get a good shot at the steps, up to the roll top, nice and straight, and then really power up, because we were just talking about it earlier, is that it's quite a big bounce stride up there, so you really want to just get lots of power, get them to really jump off the ground and get up there neatly. Probably you'll see some not do it so tidy tomorrow, but you know, the aim of the game is just to get to the other side. So I think that you know, and what we can't see from this is the 5 strides over to a sort of a narrow roll top, quite a big fence that down on the other side. But really, if you can get up that, I think that's the main part of this complex. Distraction, you know, probably for horses, 4-star horses that have been this far around the course, I don't know if it's going to play a major factor. You know, there's always things that we look at when you're walking a course, and you know, we see it's quite a shaded area here. The light changes. You know, you really got to give your horse time to see all these things and take it all in as you ride. But then, you know, they tend to focus up pretty well. You want to get out nice and straight. Take your time there to get the line, and then increase your power to the fence. There is another option. You can stay on the other side of these big trees and jump across it the other way, keeping the C element out of your way. And then there's another C element as an option, sort of a rail over the back, and then you'll be coming around to do the fence 19 back towards us. So that's it's a long way. And it's, you know, it's a lot of extra distance, a lot of extra time. I don't think there'll be many people going for that unless they're once again having a bit of a shaky round, and you just want to canter home, and that's a very sensible thing to do.